Everyone, it's Lynette from Australia again. As promised, I am giving a talk on abusive relationships, including sexual abuse, verbal abuse, psychological abuse or physical abuse, e.g. violence, and I'll briefly mention other forms. I'm not going to confirm or deny that I've been in an abusive relationship. However, I will tell you I've been close to people who have, and can give some insightful and practical info for those who are now suffering it or may suffer it in the future. So listen up. This is not a PG rated stuff. So if you've got little children, maybe send them out of the room while you're watching this. Thank you. First things we need to realise about abuse or violence is it is against the law. And that wouldn't be just in Australia, but in other countries as well. It can happen to men as well as women or children. Men have been interviewed on various programs and stated that when they go to a counsellor to complain about physical or some other kind of abuse that happens to them, they have either not been taken seriously enough or not believed, or worse still, laughed at. That's not fair, is it? There are many phases of family violence, and I'll read from this book called Charmed and Dangerous. It's a woman's guide to reclaiming a healthy relationship, but I think it would apply to men as well and children. In fact, for the children part, there are some Lifeline and Children's Helpline places to go to if you need help. Okay. I'll just read about these phases. They're on page 7 of this booklet. Okay, there's a little diagram as well. Okay, so as you can see, there's an explosion in there. So there's the pursuit phase, honeymoon phase, build-up phase, standover phase, and explosion. Then there's the remorse phase. So after the big explosion, they're feeling bad. Okay, so when I talk about the pursuit phase or the honeymoon phase, what I'd like to explain to people, because I've done a bit of study on this. I did a drug and alcohol counselling course, which included talking about family violence. And these phases can lull a person into a false sense of security. So I'll just explain that. I'll probably spend about 15 to 20 minutes on this video tonight, or hopefully not that long, but we'll see how we go. I really do not want to rush it though, because there's a lot of important stuff I want to say. And of course I'll leave some out because I'll leave some things out obviously because you can pursue this yourself. Like if you need to know more, Google things about violence or go and talk to a police officer or a counsellor or whatever to learn more. Okay, so in the pursuit phase, the abuser may promise to never be violent again. They may try to make up for their past behaviour during this period and say that other factors have caused them to be violent. For example, work stress, drugs or alcohol, or a loved one dying, which is what's happened to someone I know very close to me. The abuser becomes attentive, purchasing gifts, like they might give you some flowers or chocolates or something, and promising that the violence will never happen again. Yeah, right. The honeymoon phase. During the honeymoon phase of the cycle of violence, both people in the relationship may be in denial as to how bad the abuse and violence was. I'm sure a lot of people out there have gone through that. Both people do not want the relationship to end, so are happy to ignore the possibility that the violence could occur again. But often it does. After some time, this stage will fade and the cycle may begin again. So again, that's talking about how that the person who is the victim is lulled into that false sense of security. They think, oh, he will never hit me again, or she will never hit me again. Oh, they've promised that they'll be better. Oh, the circumstances were really bad back then, and now we're living a happier life, so things will be better. So there's less stress, so therefore less hitting, less verbal abuse. For many people, that's just all a load of rubbish. Things can go bad again, even a few months later after things go smooth sailing. No one's life is just perfect or smooth sailing all the time anyway. All right, so I want to read another quote out from Charmed and Dangerous, this booklet that I have got here, okay? It's a free booklet that they give you if you do complain about violence of any type. They'll give it to you from a counselling centre or the police or somewhere. And I'll read this couple of quotes in the introduction. Domestic and family violence is not just about the family. It is a social concern. As a result of inherent cultural and social beliefs, millions of women globally from all socio-economic groups are abused and treated violently by men every day. And as I said, there's some that are treated violently, some men that are treated violently from women. It doesn't always come from alcohol or drugs. Sometimes it can just come from the person just being a very angry person, having other stresses, as we talked about before. Domestic and family violence is a crime. The journey of reclaiming a healthy relationship differs for each woman or man. There is no right or wrong way, only your way. It says here, take what information you need from this book, give yourself time, ask for help when needed, and remember to congratulate yourself on your achievements, which may have been many. That's really true too. I just want to be very frank with you all and just let you know that when you do finally report violence that you're having in the home to a police officer or a counsellor, these things are mandatory reported. So you tell a counsellor, they're going to tell the police anyway. You will feel a lot better about yourself. And it will be hard, but the thing is they give you special people that you can talk to, like, I don't know all the initials and what their names are, but they're just sort of like violence counsellors. It's all written on here. The different supports that you can get are on page 13. Okay, so there's Kids Helpline, there's doctors, there's Lifeline, Police and Domestic Violence Liaison Officers. Yeah, that's the one. You can go and see a DVLO, or if you want to put it in long term, Police and Domestic Violence Liaison Officer. So if you feel a bit shaken up to talk to a police woman or man straight away, then they'll give you this Domestic Violence Liaison Officer, and it doesn't get recorded, what you said. They'll just listen to you and be super supportive and be calm to you and listen to everything you have to say, ask you some questions, reassure you that you can get lots of support and help out there, and that's really good. And then when you're ready, you can come back, or even on the same day, talk to a policeman about it, and they will have a little discreet tape recorder that tape records your what you say. They'll ask your permission first, so if you don't want it tape recorded, they won't do that. Then you can let them know if you want to put in a file a formal report or not, and you can tell them that too. And then they'll suggest different AVOs to you. There's two types. There's the non-contact AVO, which means the perpetrator can't have contact with you face-to-face or on the phone or any form of social media, and they can't have that contact with you through other family members or friends, that's fine. That's really important to realise that, because then you can feel like you're safe. And if you ever feel like that there is some sort of escalation in your relationship between your kids and their dad or mum, or yourself and another partner, then just be looking out for all those signs, like put downs and just nasty talk, and there's financial abuse, sexual abuse, physical. The verbal abuse, unfortunately, people think that verbal abuse isn't as bad as physical abuse, but in a way it really is, because it can leave you with some emotional scars that you have for life. And if you have it as a young child, then that's starting at such a very young age. It's damaging your self-esteem. So I'm also going to say, you can also be compensated with escaping violence. You can get some money. It depends on your case, how much money you get, how much you need. They'll give you another interview and they'll discuss all that with you behind closed doors. They'll give you all sorts of support, like counselling and things like that. And there's also women's refuges or women and children refuges. I don't know if there's any men refuges, refuge homes or not, but I'm sure they would create something for you where you could be safe as well. So that other thing I said is pack a bag ready. Whenever you feel like you're in danger, pack a bag, because then you can just quickly leave in the middle of the night or whatever. Maybe leave your car keys or your home keys with a friend. Leave some money with a friend in case they take all your money. You've got to be ready for anything that can happen to you. I just hope that this little talk on family and domestic violence will help someone out there and help them get more confidence in themselves that they can leave a bad situation. I hope that it's been helpful, and the just great sigh of relief to know that you've actually left it, and some of the benefits that you can get and support you get as a result of that. And believe me, you will be a lot happier afterwards. Thank you very much for listening. Bye.